Impressive.
All right, that
Wow.
was a great rendition of the national anthem. Oh, we've got the color guard that's still going to march off, so we're going to remain silent while they do that.
Yes, sir.
All right, that was awesome.
You know what I liked, Rarick, about that young lady is she stepped away from behind the announcing table, right out in the middle of the floor, and belted it. That was awesome.
I love it. I love it too. It's just fun. Hey, one of the reasons we do all this stuff, we got a lot of talented kids around here.
We do.
And it's fun to watch them do their thing. Even just at an event like this, you know, this day and age, this time period that we live in, the COVID stuff, it's shown us all these little things that we take for granted. And I didn't realize how much we see.
She was trying to talk to you.
All the other skills being demonstrated in the game, not just the basketball. So we see singers, we see the color guard, we see dancers at halftime. We got a lot of stuff going on.
It is fun.
Awesome
it is really fun.
Hey, so I've been out of action the last couple of games, Jared. It looks like our starting lineup has reverted. The last game I was at was the Pineview game, and I know Isaac had stepped into the starting lineup, but Brenton's back in it now. Is that right?
You know, they are. They've kind of switched off back and forth. What I like, though, with that is it makes all the different kids that aren't starting fight for that starting spot. So it's made both Isaac and Brenton work a lot more. And it's been good. It's been great for the team.
Well, that's awesome to have that team chemistry and that cohesiveness to be able to mix things up. That's a luxury as a coach, something that you strive for, to have kind of that next man up attitude.
Totally.
And your success doesn't equal my failure, and what role do I need to fill tonight? Am I a starter? Okay, I'm going to fill that role. Do I need to come in off the bench and play against the second unit? I'm going to fill that role. That's something we're seeing a lot in the professional level with the Jazz right now.
Totally.
The Jazz are, Mike Conley's injured, Joe Ingles starts. Mike Conley comes back, Joe Ingles goes to the bench, dominates. Clarkson never starts but is a key scorer. So anyway, that's
fun
awesome
to watch. It makes everybody better. Whenever you come in, be a threat.
Hey, we've got the starters so senior night for Crimson. Senior night could go a couple of ways. We saw last night on the girls' side for Snow Canyon, the senior girls came out with some energy and it was palpable. They were playing confident, they were playing high tempo, they were playing aggressively. The other thing is the emotions of senior night can go the other direction sometimes, right? Where maybe you're too energized. So it'll be curious to see how Crimson Cliffs handles this tonight.
It really will. And, you know, we are hoping to spoil the senior night party like our senior night got spoiled.
Well, absolutely. This is a big game for Snow Canyon. A win tonight results in, I believe, a first-round bye in the state tournament.
It's big.
And these teams have played before, obviously. Crimson Cliffs shot the lights out at Snow Canyon.
Yeah,
even
they did.
I remember calling that game, or even maybe I didn't call it, but we were there. And Snow Canyon couldn't have done anything differently to change that outcome. They defended well, and Crimson was hitting points, hitting shots with hands in their face. And Snow Canyon was even playing solid offense, and it just wasn't changing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the call was right there.
He said that Lyman hit it 3 times, and so and he may have. I think it was actually, he hit it with both hands, and it was a double hit volleyball, so that was the third.
This is the starting lineup for Crimson Cliffs. This guy is the leading scorer, and he starts off right where they left off. That's Rockhill with a 3. He's averaging 17.5 points per game. The other players on the court for Crimson are number 14, Sampson, number 3, Hawes, number 31, Eaton, and number 34, Felder. The other double-digit scorer is number 3, Hawes, and number 14, Sampson.
Well, and Hawes is a heck of a player. Hawes is a junior, I believe, and he might even be a sophomore. I think he's a junior, and he's phenomenal. He actually started last year for Crimson.
Munson matches the three-pointer from basically the same spot on the floor, the left wing, and it's tied up at 3 with a minute passed in this first quarter. Munson advances the ball, moves it over to Pilatus. Pilatus enters it to Simmons. Simmons finds Morrison, and he brings it back up to Munson. And Coach Meacham gives the directions for the offensive set that they're going to run. It's a 1-4 high set. Ball screen from Simmons to Pilatus. They swing it to Childs over to Munson. And now they get some ball screen. Simmons gets the ball at the top. They close out hard, and Childs did have the seal under the basket, but
Good
Simmons,
idea.
the pass needed more arc on it.
Yep.
It ended up being a little straight.
A little more direct, and it sailed by him. Great idea, though. I like it. And I like getting Childs involved.
Yes, yeah, get him involved early.
Make him a threat.
Snow Canyon is going to have their hands full defending this three-point line. Crimson Cliffs lets it fly without abandon, and that's the second one that's hit. That is
number 14.
That is Sampson
Yep.
who hits that one, the second leading scorer. So Snow Canyon looking to slow it down, and they're going to advance the ball. Simmons with the ball at the high post. He turns and faces. He's attacking.
Nice.
He is fouled on the attack, so that's a good sign for Simmons to be aggressive early. Hey, Jared, the last game we did together was right after Coach Meacham had been out for a couple of games, and so they won against Pineview.
Right.
And then we were out for a couple. It was almost like the Pineview game was a get-right game.
Right.
And then huge win against Desert Hills. Right before that, remember what I'm trying to recap the season right now. What's the team energy coming into tonight?
You know what? I think the last game that we played, they played really well together, and I think that from what I'm seeing, they're playing a lot better defense, and like right there, they went hard to make Brenton involved in the play, and they did it again.
Fantastic extra pass from Simmons right there. Munson
Beautiful.
with the initial attack.
Yep.
And we would call it the hockey assist. In hockey, it counts as an assist if you make the pass that leads to a pass that leads to a basket. So Munson attacks, drops it back to Simmons. Simmons can hit that shot where he was at, but as he was going up, he saw Childs alone under the basket, so he dumps it off, and Childs gets the layup.
Which is great. You know, great teamwork, and they trust each other.
And one of the things is if Crimson's going to be able to shoot from the perimeter, Snow Canyon's going to need every single player on the floor to be a threat, and that's something that's happening early in the game right now.
I like their defense, Rarick.
Aggressive. There's another three from Crimson. It's off the mark. Morrison with the rebound.
I like it.
He finds Munson. A lot of action with the movement, footwork, a lot of stuff on defense that is good to see. There's Morrison for three. He's off the mark. Ball's deflected out of bounds off of Simmons. He was working hard for the offensive rebound.
You know, this matchup between Childs and number 31 for Crimson, that is heated. They are going at each other. Looks like they switched, and maybe that's
attention to.
And maybe that's why.
Some good
great
back.
That was beautiful. Yeah.
Good slip on the screen right there. Lyman was there a half a second late. It looks like he may have been able to block the shot, but he thought that it was going to be up a little sooner than it actually was. Pilatus is able to fend off the Mustang defender to catch that pass.
Wow.
He swings it over to Simmons.
Quick shot. Look good.
Simmons lets it go, and just a little long, so he's off the mark, and now Crimson is back. There's that slip again, but Munson reads it this time and deflects it out of bounds.
Yeah. We want to give a shout out to Brian Hill tonight. Brian Hill joining the broadcast. He would like to take my microphone, but instead he's doing the camera, and he's giving us dirty looks, but he's a phenomenal helper, and he's an awesome announcer too. So we'll have him back again.
He's got that microphone right in front of the camera. If he feels like he's got anything to add, he can just lean forward and add a little comment at any point. So if you hear a third voice, it's going to be Hill. There's Simmons for another. I think his foot was on the line, so it was a long two. He's off the mark. Pilatus goes down to defend, and he elects to commit the foul instead of surrendering the easy layup.
And back to Brian Hill. Brian Hill's got more Instagram followers than most of the Snow Canyon players.
Was he up into double digits?
Triple digits.
Oh, all right. All right.
He's an
Don't
influencer.
Mean to brag.
He's
So if you see him dancing in front of a phone, just know that's how it goes.
It's for his people.
First free throw's up and in for the Mustangs. Second one is off. It's long, but the deflection goes to the Mustangs, so they gain an extra possession.
And Isaac's in.
Lyon did check in for Childs at the last dead ball.
Ooh, got away with a little hoppy.
A lot of contact going on right there on
Well,
the drive.
and a complete push-off, too.
Morrison does a good job to hold his position.
That was nice.
And defend. And Munson brings the ball across and hands it to Lyon. Lyon swings it over to Morrison. Morrison receives a ball screen from Simmons, who then slips it. They swing over to Munson to reverse the court. Munson looks to attack. He shoots a three. It's off the mark.
Got to get some rebounds, boys. We got to get some offensive rebounds. We need a second try.
Looks like one thing I'd like to see from the Warrior offense right now, they've got a lot of energy defensively. This is going to be hard to maintain for the entire game.
5-second call.
I think it's going to be a...
Yeah, they called a 5-second call. That was...
It's fascinating. I almost thought they called a travel, like you're not allowed to catch your own air ball.
And they may have.
So and maybe Blake didn't deflect it. I thought he blocked the shot.
He just had the ref had his hand up, and I didn't know what, and I won't say that. Brian was whispering in my ear.
That's dangerous.
It is.
Pilatus with the three from the corner. This is what I was going to say is these aren't terrible shots, but these are shots that can happen at any point. Crimson misses the layup, and Childs, who checks back into the game for Simmons, is called for a foul on the rebound, and he's frustrated about it, as is reasonable. So the Mustangs are going to get to inbound the ball underneath their own basket. But I would love, this energy is fantastic the Warriors are showing defensively, but it's going to be tough. And
Beautiful pass.
A steal from Lyon, and he's going to race down the floor, and he puts it in for two to bring the Warriors within two.
Brian Hill says, ball don't lie, baby.
On the half court, though, in the half court offense, the Warriors may need to conserve some energy for their defense by possessing the ball a little bit longer. And the three-pointers are a staple of the game, but it doesn't need to be on the first pass or on the first half of the court. Make those Crimson Cliffs players defend for a while. Wear them out on defense so that their legs aren't there at the end of the game for these three-point attempts that they love so much. So I would like to see the Warriors kind of grind it a little bit and force the Mustangs to use some energy early.
Yeah.
We've got Bowen Hammer checks into the game for Pilatus, and Hammer was on fire in the JV game from beyond the three-point line. It's going to be a foul on the Warriors with an and one. That's 2 points for the Mustangs for Felder, who does average. Oh, there's actually 4 Mustangs. I only said 3. Felder is also a double-digit scorer for the Mustangs. He averages 10 a game.
Wow, and 22 played a lot in the JV game. He is a hustling kid for Crimson.
It's going to be one free throw as Crimson is maintaining a 4-point lead, now a 5-point lead. Munson brings the ball across half court for the Warriors as Coach Meacham gives the directions for the set that they're going to run. Munson finds Childs in the high post. Childs enters it to Simmons in the low post. They're going to call a jump ball on that as Simmons went to make a drop step. Unfortunately, he dropped. That's one of the hard things to teach a post player is he made a drop step to the baseline. He needs to move his foot about 45 degrees so that it's pointing at the basket so that he can keep the basket in front of him. He ended up under the basket, and we had to jump backwards. The ball was tied up, and that's why it was a jump ball.
Look at Hammer
Shots
going
off
and
the
getting
mark.
it. I love it. I love the offensive follow.
Hammer did elevate right there, and so I like that the Warriors are looking for shots underneath the basket.
Yeah.
So they'll eventually start falling. This defensive energy needs to stay up, and we've seen some quicker substitutions than usual, and I imagine that might be to keep that defensive energy high the entire game.
Correct.
Dead ball in the corner, moves it to the top of the key for the Mustangs. Lyon defends, the dribble handoff, they switch it, as Snow Canyon has done all year long. They switch these perimeter ball screens. Another one, a long two-pointer. And those are, if you're gonna give up a shot statistically in basketball, you wanna give up contested long twos, which is what Snow Canyon forced Crimson to do on that possession.
Yeah.
So the best defensive outcome obviously is a turnover. You create one. The second best is a missed shot that you rebound. Hammer moves the ball to Childs at the top of the key. He finds Lyon. Lyon surveys the court, and he finds Munson. Munson attacks the elbow, attacks all the way to the basket. His shot is blocked by the Mustangs, and now they are off in a secondary break situation, and Lyon recovers to defend quite nicely.
That was a nasty block.
He's long two-pointer again. That one goes. Rattled around through the rim, off the backboard and in, and so Crimson has extended their lead to 7 with 40 seconds to go in the quarter as Munson looks to initiate the offense for the Warriors. Lyon looks to attack. He attacks and kicks out to Munson in the corner. Munson moves it back up to Lyon. Lyon attacks again, finds Hammer on the wing. Hammer looks to attack and then pulls it back out to Lyon. Coach Meacham gives directions for a new set, and Lyon moves the ball across the court. Ball screen from Munson,
That's
and
two
there's
on
going to
him.
be a foul.
Beautiful.
And we're going to see, are they going to give him the N1? No, they're not.
But that's his second foul, number 1. That was that's a costly one for the first quarter. 2 fouls. He'll have to sit down.
That's Rockhill, the
That's
leading
their guy.
scorer.
Yeah.
So Coach Winters, former Dixie State great, is talking to his star player right there about maybe being mindful about the game situation.
That's in, baby.
Simmons finds Lyon.
Boy, it
and
looked
the shot
good.
is just off the mark. So Crimson with 10 seconds left is looking to attack. And that's an offensive foul as Lyon
Wow.
sets up and takes it.
Wow, that hurt. His mom just gasped. That was nasty.
He's got that
Wow.
feathered hair to cushion that fall, so he's
Yeah, he's a tough
going to
kid.
be all right.
Holy.
Munson's looking to attack for the last shot. He kicks it out. Simmons gets the shot off. He doesn't actually get it off before the buzzer. And so the Warriors trail by 7 after 1. However, a relatively low-scoring game, and some highlights for the Warriors were their defense.
Totally.
They have not figured it out offensively, but this is actually something that's happened a few times this year where some slow starts offensively until they figure out how they're being defended, and then they find the openings to exploit. So that's something I'm looking for in the second quarter.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that Crimson, although, our defense was awesome, Crimson played killer defense, and I think they out-rebounded us. I don't have the stats in front of me, but it seems like they followed and got after every loose ball.
Well, and it was, nothing's going to come easy, right?
Exactly.
And so a couple of shots that the Warriors took, they weren't bad shots, but they weren't falling. And one of the challenges when your shots aren't falling right away is you got to do a little bit extra work, win your position on the court,
right,
and get the ball in the hoop or get fouled and go to the free throw line.
Right.
So we did have, we committed 5 fouls, Crimson committed 4, but none of them were shooting fouls for the Warriors. So I would also like to see the Warriors get to that free throw line in the second half.
Totally.
And then once we put a couple in, that gives us some confidence, and those outside shots start to fall as well.
Correct. Yeah. 22 didn't start, but he's back on the court for Crimson. He is in. Matthews played phenomenal in the earlier games, and he's earned himself some time.
And there he is. He attacks and kicks out. Warriors are in a bit of a scramble, but they're covering the rotations quite nicely.
I like it.
Simmons defends straight up. He throws a long outlet pass to Paladis, but he doesn't have numbers, so Paladis pulls it out and gets the ball to Warner, who has checked in for the first time to start the second quarter. He finds Hammer. Hammer looks in, and they're double teaming Simmons on the entry. So he swings over to Paladis, and Paladis' shot is off, but Hammer grabs the rebound, loses it. It's a bit of a scramble, and a timeout is granted to Crimson Cliffs.
I like that. Hammer helps him up off the ground after knocking him down.
I would have done that.
So it's good hustle right there for Hammer to grab that ball.
Yep.
However, those are those little things right there. That should have been an extra possession for the Warriors. But instead of, I said chin it. You get the rebound, put the ball right under your chin. You get your elbows out, and then you can pivot and clear some space. But instead, Hammer tried to dribble right away, and the defender was waiting for him to knock the ball away, which led to the loose ball.
Dribble into 3 guys. That's tough.
Silver lining, it did force Crimson to call a timeout to save a possession.
Yeah.
So that is, and maybe Coach Winters wanted the timeout anyway to talk to his team. But that's something that, yes, they get this possession, but now they don't have a timeout late in the game if it's needed.
Very true. Very true. Will Warner checks in, so we've got we've got 2 sophomores, a junior and two seniors, or actually
No,
3 sophomores.
Yeah, Simmons is a sophomore too.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got a young team out there right now.
Good
Future
D.
Preview of lineups to come in the years ahead.
Exactly.
Another strong rebound from Simmons. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes you think that he's going to get a lot of rebounds just because he's tall. He's also fending off 3 opposing players right there. He's
Exactly.
using his body to rebound. He's securing the ball. He's maintaining his pivot foot. That's a skilled play right there to secure that rebound.
That's beautiful.
The latest
Drive and
attacks, kicks
You
it
know
over
what?
to Hammer, and it's in and out.
kick. Beautiful shots, though, and we've missed quite a few. We won't miss them all. So the averages will come back, and we'll get it. Because those are perfect. They look good.
It's a frustrating outcome for the Warriors right there as they were closing out on defense. Their feet get tangled up, and they're called for another foul. That is Warner's first, so it's not an issue for how many fouls Warner has, but that is the 6th team foul for the Warriors. So
Morrison
Crimson
in
will shoot
for
free throws.
Hammer.
A good steal from Lyon, and then his feet get tangled up, and they mirror play on the other side. He crosses over in front of the defender, and his feet are tangled up. And so Snow Canyon will inbound from the sidelines, still trailing by 7. We're a minute and a half into the second quarter, and no points have been scored by either team.
Wow.
It's a defensive struggle right here, which it's basically which team's going to solve the riddle first. And Snow Canyon moves the ball around the perimeter. Warner's looking for Simmons inside, but doesn't find him. They move the ball around to the opposite wing, and Simmons sets a ball screen for Paredes. Moves the ball out to Morrison. Morrison
Wow, he is
enters
just blanketed. He is just blanketed.
Morrison tried to enter it into Simmons and wasn't able to get the angle on the entry pass.
Yeah.
And so the ball goes out of bounds off of the Warriors, and so now Crimson will get it. I do think there were a couple of possessions right there as the ball was moving around. One thing that Snow Canyon needs to realize is that there's value in entering it to Lyman, even if Lyman's probably not going to score on that entry pass, so that he can then move the ball outside. But if the ball just stays on the perimeter the entire time,
Offensive
that's an
foul.
issue.
I love it.
It's a second drawn charge for the Warriors.
Yeah.
But on a couple of opportunities on that last possession, the Warriors could have entered it to Simmons. He was going to be immediately double teamed,
Right.
which means the opposite player, who is Lincoln Paredes, one of our best three-point shooters, was going to be standing by himself.
Right.
And Lyman makes that pass routinely.
Yeah.
So I
Yep.
think the Warriors need to understand that sometimes you enter it not for Lyman, but for the guards. Great back
Beautiful
cut by
back
Morrison.
cut. And an
Great
extra
ball movement,
pass.
2 extra
and
passes.
there's Lincoln Paredes.
There's Paredes. We just talked about it. The shot's a little off the mark, though. But that's
Good-looking
great
shot.
movement from
Yep.
the Warriors. I almost would have liked to see Walker go up with it under the basket right there, but they ended up getting a good look anyway.
You know, I like it. I like our play. And those shots will start falling, I guarantee it, because they're good-looking shots.
Paredes is working hard on defense. It's seemingly a mismatch against a post player for Crimson, but there's another rebound for Simmons, and Lyon dribbles in to some traffic looking to maybe get a foul, and
Yeah, I like
he
it.
pulls it out and gets the ball to Morrison, excuse me. Morrison over to Paredes, some weave action. He kicks it back to Morrison. Morrison attacks, finds Simmons at the high post. He hands it to Munson, and there's a ball screen. Munson kicks out to Morrison. He takes a 3.
Beautiful.
Finally, Snow Canyon gets one. The
Yep.
seal on the basket is broken. That's the first 3 points of the second quarter, almost halfway through.
Walker Morrison, so shout out to all those folks watching from Idaho. The young man from Idaho draws first blood with the three-pointer, and they miss with a beautiful looking air ball.
Long ball sails long. The Warriors get the rebound, and now they're back on offense, and it was almost like these points were energizing. Lyon does a good job jump stopping at the elbow, and then he finds Munson, and the Warriors are going to reset. Munson enters it to Simmons, and this is what we were talking about. Great entry. Simmons with a
Dang it. And he was on his hip the whole time.
And that was actually one of the things I liked, and that's a progression in Lyman's game, is multiple dribbles before scoring.
Right.
So
And with
great look.
contact. And another shot way off the mark.
So I think maybe the scouting report on Lyman is that he tries to block shots, because the Mustangs have been coming in
And
kind
going
of
at him.
expecting to get fouled.
Yep.
And Lyman has been incredibly disciplined on defense.
Yeah, he has.
Staying straight up. Great ball movement from the Warriors. Lyon takes a three from the wing. It's off. That
31
ball is gonna
throws it out.
deflected out of bounds off the Mustangs.
Beautiful.
But I hope Lyman looks at this on film because he affects shots without having to swat at them.
Totally.
And then by not jumping to block,
Yep.
he is in position to get the rebound. So he's gained about 5 or 6 rebounds by just altering shots and then grabbing the ball and leading Snow Canyon on some breaks.
Yep.
Snow Canyon with the ball in the wing. Lyon gets it. He's looking for Simmons inside, but he's unable to find him. So he swings it over to Munson. Warriors reset. Munson finds Pilatus on that strong side wing.
And the three-pointers are going to fall.
There's that skip pass from Simmons. Goes to Lyon. Lyon kicks it out to the opposite side. Pilatus thought about shooting it, kicks it back out to Lyon.
And he kept his pivot, which was beautiful.
Lyon finds Childs. Childs looking for Pilatus, and Pilatus is going to slow it down at the top of the key. And now a dribble handoff to Lyon. Lyon's going to attack from the elbow. He finds Childs. Lyon's defender fell over, so Lyon's got the ball back.
And a foul. So I hope that they let him shoot.
I don't think it was a foul. I think it's goaltending.
I
They're
gotcha.
going to give 2 points for.
That was nasty.
The Crimson Cliffs player elevated, but the ball was above the cylinder, so he knocked it out. And
hey, we'll take it. We're tied up.
it's a tie game right here for the Warriors.
And we got ESPN announcing right next to us, and Andy Griffith just did a backflip off the table. That was impressive.
There's Rockwell with that three.
Wow.
And he hits it. That kid can shoot. He
Wow.
does have 2 fouls. He is playing with 2.
I'd go right at him.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Munson's been known to do this throughout the season, where he recognizes some situations and kind of takes the game over for little spurts.
Exactly.
I'd love to see one of those things happen right now.
I would too.
Especially with Rockwell on him. Great lob pass. Simmons second-guessed himself. If he goes up, so the Crimson player jumped to block him because Simmons gave him a pump fake. If Simmons jumps through the contact right there, he's shooting free throws. Instead, he waited and took a contested shot, so that's something to look for in the future. Good defense from the Warriors. Long two-point attempt.
Beautiful.
Good shot. Good shot from the Mustangs. They now, just like that, after Snow Canyon went on a 7-0 run to tie it, Crimson responds with a 5-0 run. It's funny how the game works out like that, right, Jared? We went 4 minutes without scoring.
Exactly.
We scored 12 points in a minute.
Right.
Hey, on your screen, you're seeing some of our sponsors that make this game, make this broadcast possible. So thank you to all of those sponsors that do this. Jared, what are some things that we need to see for the rest of the quarter?
You know, I like that we hit a three-pointer. That's a positive. And I think that those are going to open up the middle. So we are going into Lyman and expecting him to make big plays. How that's going to happen is by opening up with the outside shot.
And I think we go a step further, too, and say the ball starts on the outside, moves to the inside where they're collapsing, and then gets kicked out, and it's a wide-open three.
Yep.
And we saw 2 looks. Like we've seen several looks that have happened from that progression right there.
Yep. Inside out, exactly. Drive and dish, I love it.
So here we go. Munson has the ball, swings it over to Morrison. Simmons is going to come up instead of ball screen. That ball is skipped over to Pilatus at the top of the key. Pilatus calls for a ball screen from Simmons, and then tries to do a slip pass, and it throws it away. So
good idea. I think Pilatus thought that he was going to stay up top and hit a three, and he was actually going to the basket.
I think so too. I think a pocket bounce pass right there from Pilatus would have led to a layup from Simmons, which is what Simmons saw. But Pilatus read the kick out for the three and instead ended up being a turnover. So the Warriors are going to have to buckle down and play some more D. We've got the matchup that you were calling for before.
And we've got their point guard is out.
A kick ball is called, so Crimson will inbound from underneath their basket.
Yeah, number 1 is out. I think they're trying to save him from that third foul. How big is their center?
I'll have to look it up here in a second.
He's a big kid.
Yeah, he is.
He's
quite
all
tall.
of Lyman's size.
According to, let's see if they even have it. I don't think they have his height listed. Oh, according to Deseret News, he is 6'6".
Wow.
He's a sophomore also, it looks like, class of 2023.
Wow. Impressive. And his last name is Felder.
Brock Felder.
Yeah, stud.
Free throws for
Sampson.
Sampson are up and in. First one's up and in.
I got Sampson, Haas, and Felder in my mind. You got the other two.
Rockwell and 31.
Nice. And Rockwell's on the bench. So, hey, we're just learning.
Yeah. All right, Lions got the ball. Crimson has extended that lead back to 7 points, which is what it was at the end of the first quarter. Munson moving. There's a minute left in the second quarter. Munson directing traffic right here, looking to get the Warriors back on a run to close that gap. Munson with the ball in the opposite wing.
Wow. 31 and Childs are getting after it.
I think they both love that style of play.
Eaton. Yeah, that kid plays linebacker for Crimson. He must. He's a big kid.
Well,
and a tough kid.
Defending a linebacker for Snow Canyon.
Exactly.
So
wow, he is nothing but muscle. Both of them getting after it.
Lion, good. This is
That's
a
beautiful.
Good offensive possession for the Warriors.
Good looking shot
from Simmons. It hits the back of the rim and falls. Good defense by Munson, who affects the shot, and Simmons gets the rebound. The Warriors are going to get the last possession of the half in
Munson
a very
pulled the chair.
low-scoring
That
game.
was nice.
21-14 with 10 seconds to go, and it looks like we're going to have
Haas just grabbed him with both hands.
a hook shot from Simmons is
I don't
off the
see
mark.
how that's not a foul.
And Crimson's going to get a three-quarter court shot that is short of the mark. So they play each other even in the second quarter, 7-7.
Yeah.
And Snow Canyon's going to look for some answers on the offensive end right now. And I think if I'm Coach Meacham, I'm going in there. I know players get frustrated when they're not scoring points, but you've really got to keep their confidence level high. I'm celebrating the defensive effort. We've got a team that I think the last time we played them, they put up like almost 90 points.
Exactly.
And we've got them at 21 points at halftime. Now, the complication is we have to figure out how to score right now, and some of that is shoot with confidence. But we're going to take a break at halftime right now. They've put 15 minutes on the clock for halftime. It looks like there's a performance that they're going to do, maybe a couple of performances. So we're going to take like a 10 to 12 minute break, and we'll be back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting ready to bring you the second half of Snow Canyon versus Crimson basketball. Couple of things. We're looking at on your screen right now. You're seeing some of the stats. And Jared, sometimes we can look at stats and we can talk about scheme and we can talk about, reducing turnovers or whatever. But sometimes the stats are a lot easier than that. The bottom line is Snow Canyon didn't make shots.
Right.
We have Snow Canyon has an advantage in shot attempts. They've attempted 21 shots, and Crimson only attempted 19.
Wow.
Snow Canyon has the advantage in the turnover battle. They were even on rebounds. And obviously the glaring stat, there's two glaring stats to me. Snow Canyon attempted 0 free throws in the first half.
Yep.
And went 2 for 13 from the three-point line.
Wow.
So if you think about that, Snow Canyon had 21 shot attempts, and 13 of them are from behind the arc. So that's something like 70% of their shots are coming from beyond the arc, which if you're getting kickouts for wide open threes, you got to shoot those every time. But when you're 2 for 13, you might have to start figuring out a way to get some easier ones or get to the free throw line to get those to go in.
And also, they're not going to miss all those again because the averages will come back because a lot of those, and we said it in the first half, they were good shots, Rarick. They looked like they were open. Their feet were set, So I think that those will go up in the percentage.
The key there is to continue to shoot with confidence and not to shoot with desperation.
Right.
Sometimes, it's a 7-point game right now. If Crimson goes on a run early, what would make me nervous is if we then start playing a rushed offense. And some of the things we've talked about later, and when I talk about I want a little bit of a longer possession, I don't necessarily want Snow Canyon to play slow. Let's attack and create opportunities. I want them to make Crimson work on defense.
Right.
And so right now, Crimson's been kind of bailed out from Snow Canyon's misses.
Right.
And there's no offensive rebounding really for either team.
And the beautiful thing is, we're only down 7.
That's it. That's what I was saying. We got to encourage the good things. Hey, I've got a couple of, well, first of all, we got to explain why there's a 15-minute halftime. The Shoot for Cash people came here, and that was electric. We had 3 shooters from the Crimson Cliffs kids. 2 of them made every shot. Well, I mean, the first guy that did it ended up making every shot. He had multiple attempts on all of them. The second guy made it to the half-court shot and barely missed it. The third guy went 4 for 4.
Right, 4 for 4 swishes, and he's not even on the team.
Crimson's got 3-point shooters sitting in the stands right now. We need. Snow Canyon could use some additional help on the 3-point line right now. Hey, also shout out to Darren Cole, who is texting me some updates from the other games right now.
Good.
First of all, we were talking about Brock Felder, the center for Crimson Cliffs. He is son of Dixie State volleyball coach Robin Felder, so got some connections to the community. But also, Dixie is leading Pineview 60-45 late in the third quarter. Cedar is beating Desert Hills by 14 with 40 seconds left in the third.
Wow.
And this was a few minutes ago, so the game's probably advanced since then. And Hurricane is ahead of Canyon View 28-25 at halftime.
You know what I really want to do is attack this number 1 from
Crimson.
Rockwell. Since he's got 2 fouls, go at him. That was pretty.
What a reverse layup. That's the Felder kid that we just mentioned. He ran the floor, was rewarded, caught it, did a reverse.
And completely under control. Beautiful shot.
Put the ball off the backboard. Hey, I did get a more recent update. Dixie's ahead 65-47 to start the fourth, and Cedar has extended their lead to 16 over Desert Hills with 6:46 left in the fourth.
So he's a sophomore. Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Snow Canyon now finds themselves down 10 as Crimson completes the 3-point play, and they entered their offensive possession. Munson's looking to attack. He draws a foul.
On Haas.
And he's going to get 2 shots on that one, so Munson's going to the free throw line. This is what we just talked about, Jared.
Totally.
Trying to get some free throws.
Yep.
And we saw Crimson had it kind of extended their defense. They are focusing, obviously, on Lyman. So having these guards attack is going to be a valuable tool for Snow Canyon.
Yep.
Free throws off the mark, and Munson's a little bit frustrated. The key here is to remain calm, cool, and collected and see the ball go through the hoop.
Well, and he hit that second one because his dad's wearing his lucky shoes.
There we go. You know, I'm not superstitious, but I am a little bit stitious. So we'll take it. We'll take the lucky shoes whenever we can. Right now, you know, if I'm 2 for 13 from the three-point line, I'm like looking for a rabbit's foot.
Exactly.
I'm doing whatever I need to.
Yeah.
Pilatus brings the ball across, gets it to Munson. Munson over to Lyon.
Has Lyon missed a three-pointer yet?
Yeah, he missed one the first possession of this quarter.
Got it.
Pilatus attacks to the free throw line, ends up committing a turnover here, and Crimson finishes it. That's actually something Snow Canyon didn't have very many issues with in the first half, only committed 3 turnovers,
Yeah.
which is great. Typically, as a coach, I wanted to limit the game to 12 turnovers. I felt like if we had fewer than 12 turnovers, we could win, and that means like 4 a quarter, and Snow Canyon only committed 3 in the half.
Beautiful passing.
Munson's short, but
I like the
Pilatus
hustle.
gets the offensive rebound, and he attacks, and he's going to get called for the offensive foul. He did initiate a little action with his shoulder, and the Crimson player kind of exacerbated the contact, and so
Yeah, beautiful acting, and they got it,
the
but
foul was called.
he did lunge a little bit.
That's one of those ones that as a coach you're like, I agree that that's a foul, but we're going to call that all the time now, right? Because that sometimes is something that gets let go.
Nice. Great
Good
defense
defense.
by Morrison.
Morrison, you know, delayed. We've talked about this in the past. Created a deflection. Now the deflection didn't lead to the steal, but it threw off the timing of the
Yep.
offense, and
Yep.
Crimson ends up throwing the ball into the crowd. And so Munson brings the ball across half court. Snow Canyon trails by 11 right now, looking to get their offense going. Pilatus with the ball on the wing. He finds Munson. The Crimson are switching their the ball screens and the cuts on the perimeter. Munson looks like he's unsure what Snow Canyon is, what set they're running. So he gets directions from Coach Meacham and then attacks to the corner, finds Lyon at the top of the key. Lyon's looking to attack. Attacks to the paint and then kicks it out to Simmons. This is something, the ball's deflected away from Lyon, and he's called for a foul. It was a little bit of a delayed call.
Wow.
So, you know, hey, so one of the things we were listening to, I think Eye of the Tiger was playing before the broadcast, and one of the lines in there is rise up to the challenge of your rival.
It's time.
I was looking at that defensive set from Crimson, and I, you know, as a former coach, I'm trying to figure out what would I do in this situation, and what I realize is happening is they're just trusting their guards to defend one-on-one on the perimeter.
Yeah.
Coach Winters is basically saying, I believe my guards
Beat
can
us.
defend
Yeah.
with one-on-one. We don't need to shade you. We don't need to force you into help. And we're going to stick to Simmons in the paint, and we're not going to help off of him. And we're going to – and so what Snow Canyon –
Until you prove to us you can beat us.
The response to that is the guards for Snow Canyon need to attack the guards on Crimson, and they need to get to the basket and attempt some shots.
Yep.
And right now they're doing these halfway attacks and then pulling up short, and I think they got to go all the way. Warner gets into the game and does a good box out right
Great.
there. He's going to get an over the back called on, what did we say? Sorry.
Eaton.
Eaton gets called for an
31.
over the back. That's his second.
My producer said I couldn't forget his name. He's kid's a stud. Heck of a player.
He is.
And Childs wants a piece of him.
Simmons has the ball at the top of the key, moves it over to Morrison.
They're running us off the three-point line.
Lob that ball to Simmons. He kicks it out to Munson. Munson's three-pointer's halfway in and out. Childs skies for the rebound, and he finds Munson again. Munson attacks. He gets all the way to the paint, and he draws a foul on Felder. That's what I'm looking for right there, Jared.
Yep.
I loved the first three-point attempt. He was by himself, and he's a good three-point shooter.
Yep.
The second one, they close out hard on him, and he attacked, and instead of stopping as soon as the help side showed, he attacked the help side and then got them up in the air.
Got him up in the
to
air.
the free throw line.
And went through him.
So Snow Canyon down 10 now. Scoring with the clock stopped is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge for us.
Yep. Nice. Hits them both.
There we go.
Lucky shoes.
There we go. Thanks, Dad. Munson's defending. You can see he's energized now after making something happen.
Well, and still, we're only down 9, and
haven't really gotten it
killer
going yet.
defense. We haven't, and we will.
Skip pass to the corner, three-point attempt for Crimson. They're off the mark. Simmons gets the rebound, outlets it to Munson. Munson's pushing the pace a little bit, looking to attack. There's a drag screen from Simmons.
Get that
back
in.
to him. He ball fakes, gets him up in the air, kicks it back to Munson.
There
now
it
he's
is.
feeling some confidence.
Totally.
There we go. He sees 3 free throws
Yep.
in a row go in. Now the three-pointers are falling.
Yep.
6-point game. Snow Canyon is winning the quarter by 1 right now.
And a great stop on defense, and a couple of them.
Good move from Felder right there. Felder
Impressive.
with a reverse pivot right there. He kind of and then went with the opposite hand off the glass.
He
So
did, yeah.
That was a creative move and finish. Munson finds Morrison back to Munson. Now he's directing traffic to set the Warriors' offense.
Look for Will Warner to, he was attacking in the earlier games. He's an assassin. I love watching him play.
He finds Simmons. Simmons with the 3. His is off the mark. And Child's great hustle back to defend Felder.
And that is Sampson. Cans
Deadly.
a
Just like
wide
that,
open triple.
a 5-0 run to take the lead from 6 back to 11. So Snow Canyon is going to have to grind it a little bit. And Coach Meacham's going to call a timeout and talk to him. So, hey, on the bright side, Snow Canyon only put up 14 points in the first half, and they've got 6 right now with half the quarter left.
Yeah.
So they are basically at their quarter average with time to go. So the next basket Snow Canyon scores will be their highest scoring quarter. Unfortunately, Crimson has put up 10 points this quarter already, so they've extended their lead by 4.
Our producer's telling us we're going to be back in 29 seconds.
All right, we're back after that break. We're going to see if Coach Meacham and his staff has come up with some solutions for the Crimson defense. Morrison inbounds the ball to Munson, and Munson looks to initiate the Warrior offense. Zach Call making his first appearance in the game. Moves the ball over to Childs. Childs over to Munson. Munson finds Morrison on the opposite wing, and he puts up a 3. It's long. Call fights for the rebound. Gets the loose ball.
That's exactly what he did in the earlier games.
Warner ends up being the beneficiary of Call's hustle.
Nice.
And Warner puts the ball in. And the
through the
advance
wickets
pass from the Mustangs ends up hitting the referee, who's standing out of bounds. So
just went right through Sampson's hands.
Yeah.
He'd already made the shot before he caught it.
Munson brings the ball across half court, and the Warriors are down 9 right now. That's a great pivot by Call.
Beautiful.
Acts as a somewhat of a moving screen, but it's not really a moving screen because he has the ball. Morrison drops the pass, but he saves it from going out of bounds. And
Yeah,
so
Zach is. That was beautiful, and he got fouled.
there's going to be a ball screen from Call as Munson goes around it, and there's the
That's his
third
third
foul on Rockwell, and that is a concern for the Mustangs.
Huge call. Huge call.
Although
I'd go at him again immediately.
The referee talks to him a little bit.
He's still in. I would go at him right now.
Good reaction from that player. He's frustrated about the foul call, and the referee told him, when you get that second hand on somebody, that's going to be a foul, and so he keeps his hands away. Warner attacks, jump stops, finds Call. Call with the elbow jumper, rattles it in. Hey, we talked about sometimes the game's easy. The difference between winning and losing is if you make shots. The Warriors are starting to make some shots. They've got it back to 7. Something that's happened multiple times in this game is Crimson's had this double-digit lead. Snow Canyon's gotten it to close.
Wow, Zach is playing killer.
Snow Canyon's gotten the lead to the single digits again, but then they've surrendered another little 5-point run. So what I'm looking for here is a disciplined offensive possession that results in points for the Warriors to cut the lead a little bit closer. We've got a minute left, and the Warriors have put up 10 points this quarter, which is more than they put up in the first 2 quarters.
Right, and we need to go at number 1. He's got 3 fouls.
Rockwell.
Go at him.
Has 3, yep.
Go at him.
Munson with the ball at the top of the key. He ends up trying to kick it out to Warner, but he throws it off of Rockwell, and it goes out. And Felder's going to take a break.
Eaton comes in.
Eaton returns.
Yeah, Rockwell's a stud. He is one heck of a player. Zacharou's asking for it.
He gets it. He's out past the three-point line. He hands it off to Munson.
Got it.
Munson swings it over to Warner.
Rock Hill. My bad. Sorry.
Oh, am I saying?
Yeah, Rock Hill.
I'm saying Rockwell, like the watch company.
Exactly.
Rock Hill.
Rock Hill.
Morrison with the ball in the wing.
Quick.
Ball screen from there. It slipped by call. He finds Warner.
Just got away with it. Just passed it before we got the 5-second call. That was close.
Childs has the ball at the top of the key. I'm pretty sure Snow Canyon's killing clock to get the last shot to try to cut that lead from 7 to something less than that. They don't want Crimson to have another offensive
Go at him.
possession.
I like it.
Now they're going to run their set with about 10 seconds to go. Munson starts. He goes around a screen from Childs. Jump stops, finds Call at the free throw line. Call with that jumper. It's off. Morrison's fighting for the rebound. Ends up not being able to corral it, but the Warriors play the Mustangs even.
Right.
They end up playing them even, so it's a 7-point game headed into the fourth quarter. We're going to take a break again, and we'll be back to bring you the fourth quarter. All right, we're back, and the Warriors go with Simmons checks back in for Call. Call gave some great energy there at the end of the third quarter. We'll see if the Warriors can continue that energy. It's a 7-point game, which is what it was at the end of the first and second and third
Wow,
quarters.
that was pretty.
And there's a finish.
He changed his direction in the air. That was impressive.
He's got that player. I don't have a roster in front of me, but he's got some good size. Matthews.
And Matthews is young.
He's got length, but he handles the ball like a guard, which is always a strong skill set to have. Childs with the ball in the corner. He's looking for a teammate. He swings it out to Munson.
Go at him.
With Rock Hill defending him. Finds Morrison in the corner. Morrison ball fakes, and he's attacking. He kicks it to the opposite corner to Childs. Childs gets all the way to the basket, up and in.
I love it.
the aggressive attack
I do
from
too.
Childs.
Yep. I love it. Be a threat, and he was. Beautiful.
Looks like the Warriors have a couple of subs ready to come in. It's an entry pass to Matthews, and the foul's going to be called on Munson. That's his first, and I believe the Warriors' fifth. Both teams have committed 5 team fouls, so not a serious issue for either team right now. Munson and Morrison take a break as Pilatus and Lyon check back in.
Brenton goes and finds his guy on defense.
Felder with the short corner
Beautiful.
jumper, he hits it.
Wow, that was pretty. pull up.
That's a shot that I'm sure that he practices hundreds of times a day. That was when I was coaching the girls team. All of our post players took elbow jumpers, short corner jumpers, and post moves. Ball goes into Simmons. He's going to be called for a travel.
How does he travel when he's dribbling the entire time?
I didn't totally have the angle right there. I couldn't see what happened either. It did seem like he was dribbling or that he had maybe lost the ball.
He was dribbling the entire time.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I didn't see it. But I liked his aggressive move right there. It seems like he had a conversation with the coaches to be a little bit more decisive perhaps when he catches the ball in the post.
Yep.
Because he does have a 6'6" defender, but he's got to be able to make them care about him underneath that basket with more than one defender.
Our producer is telling us that we need to give some shout outs to Ince Dentistry, Simply Wisdom Teeth, Holbrook Asphalt, Snow Jensen and Reese, Bucks Ace Hardware, Dixie Motors, Nets on Fire, and St. George Kids Dental, McMullen Legal Group. Brian Hickman, what a stud. Go get some real estate from that man. Southwest Skin Cancer.
Hey, we've got
Brent's Interiors, Genesis Dental, LP Building Solutions, and Toniquin Data Centers.
Hey, we've got a good game here. A 9-point game with 6:25 to go. The Cedar Desert Hills game has tightened up. It's a 4-point lead for Cedar with a minute 40 left in the game.
Wow.
Against Desert Hills team.
And now we've got Isaac Lyon guarding their stud, Rock Hill.
Matthews takes a three. Pilatus defends Eaton with the rebound.
Eaton. Yep.
And here's Sampson, right?
Yep.
Sampson with the pull-up. Lyman with the rebound. The ball's deflected out off of the Mustangs. The referees are going to discuss it.
And they are not calling, wow.
They reversed the call.
Oh my gosh.
So from what I saw, this is one of those plays that I actually did see it go off of Lyman, but I thought that he had gotten fouled on the rebound.
Yeah.
So sometimes the referees won't make that a foul call. They'll just give you the ball instead, even though it actually went out off of you.
Yeah.
But they reversed it, and what's hard about that is if the down ref saw the foul but then just awarded it to the other team, but the up ref saw it go out of bounds off of them, they have that conversation, they overturn it, and it's frustrating for Lyman for sure.
Well, and Matthews took his arm off and no foul.
So Munson's defending right now, and Pilatus defends at the top of the key. Lyon now defends on the wing.
On Sampson.
And he deflects the ball away, but Eaton gets it. And now Eaton back with the ball in the corner, and he and Sampson are going back and forth with it. And Sampson drills a three. And now it's the largest lead of the game for the Mustangs, a 12-point lead with 5.5 to go in the fourth. And Snow Canyon is getting to the point where offense needs to come quickly. Lyon attacks, gets to the paint, finds Simmons. Simmons, unsure of where to go, finds Pilatus.
There it is.
Pilatus off of a ball screen takes a three, and it's off the mark. And Matthews with the ball, and Childs and Munson are harassing him a little bit. There's Rockhill. He pulls up for three. It's off, but there's Felder with the rebound to Sampson in the other corner, and that one rolls out. Pilatus with the acrobatic rebound, and he's attacking. And elects to pull it out and finds Lyon. Lyon with the ball at the top of the key, moves it over to Munson. Munson with Rockhill defending, finds Simmons. Simmons reverse pivots, hits a long two-pointer.
Wow, that was pretty. Little confidence. Hopefully that'll help them all. That was a pretty shot.
I think they awarded us 3 points, but they're going to eventually adjust that because the referee did call that a 2-point make. We'll see. We'll see if that adjustment happens.
Thank you.
Simmons with the rebound. He's fouled by Felder.
And that's only Felder's second, I think. That's his third. That's his third, so two of them have three. And Isaac Lyons is working the ref, making sure that he's watching every single thing. I like it.
And as predicted, they did take a point away from the Warriors right there.
Nice,
they had awarded,
nice work.
They had awarded three. So that's, and if anybody's watching wondering why the scoreboard was changing, that was why, as the scoreboard operator awarded 3 points for a 2-point make. Here's Munson, he finds Simmons. Simmons is going to attack Felder, hands it off to Lyon. Lyon with, I forgot, number 3 is the other big scorer for.
Hawes.
Yeah, Hawes. Is that, yeah, Hawes defending.
Hudson Hawes, number 3, yep.
Okay, Munson now with the ball at the top of the key, and there's under 4 minutes, so we've passed the halfway point. Munson attacks to the elbow, kicks it out to Morrison. Morrison drops it off to Munson from way long range, and that's off the mark, and the Mustangs with the rebound. And
what a
great
beautiful pass.
From
that was highlight. That
Sampson
was ESPN.
to Eaton. And it was a great looking pass. The lead's back up to 12. Pilatus lobs it in to Simmons. Simmons kicks it out to Munson, gets it back. They're playing the 2-man game right here, and we're seeing if we can get a shot off. There's Munson with the 3. It's off the front of the rim. The ball deflects off of Simmons' hands and into the hands of the Mustangs. So Snow Canyon back on defense, and it's starting to tighten up a little bit here. Crimson's
just getting out hustled, Rarick.
Crimson's spreading the floor right now. They're willing to kill clock. It's a game of possessions right now. Snow Canyon, oh, there's a good defensive play. As Morrison grabs the ball, that was a dangerous looking fall, but he ends up being okay. And he is gonna go to the free throw line for 1-1. So talking about a game of possessions and something we mentioned earlier, 12 points is at minimum 4 possessions.
Right.
If you shoot 100% from the 3-point line on all 4 of those. It's more likely a 7 or 8 possession game to whittle a 12-point lead down. This is key, free throws.
Clock
Snow Canyon's
stop.
in the bonus. The clock is stopped. Now the other key is make the free throws.
Oh my gosh, he just got his rebound
It was-
on a 1-and-1 and laid it in.
Everybody thought it was 2 shots, including me. Morrison missed the front end of a 1-and-1. Nobody on either team goes for the rebound. And Morrison runs in, grabs the ball, and lays it up. I was like, wait, why isn't
What
the ref
happened?
stepping in to get the ball?
That was awesome. That was awesome. So all you folks in Idaho, they call that in Idaho. In Utah, no one played it, and Morrison took advantage of us.
That's an intelligent play right there. I'm going to give credit to his language arts teacher for teaching him some critical thinking skills. Hey, we got to take a break again. We'll be back in 30 seconds. All right, we're back, and the Warriors are on defense with a shade under 3 minutes to go, down 10, and Crimson with the ball. They move the ball to Felder at the top of the key, who hands it off to Rockhill. Rockhill defended by Munson, going around the ball screen from Felder.
I love it.
An errant pass, steal by Morrison, and the Warriors are in transition. Morrison stops and pulls up for 3, and he hits it. Cuts it back to a 7-point lead. This is the mountain we need to get over, Jared. We haven't been able to conquer this 7-point deficit.
Yeah, exactly, and I love it. It started with defense.
There's going to be a foul called on Morrison. Eaton's going to get a front end of a 1-on-1. Let's see if we remember that we can. It's a live ball after this first free throw.
Yeah. And also give us that ticky-tack on both ends, because we're getting double hand shivers and no call.
So we'll see if Snow. Let's see. That was on.
That was Morrison.
It was on Morrison, and
that's his third.
Pilatus just subbed out. There's Morrison with the rebound.
Great rebound.
Pele's just subbed out, and I believe Childs just came back in the game.
Yes.
Lyon attacks to the elbow or to the middle of the paint. He finds Morrison out at the wing. Morrison dribbles to the top of the key and attempts the three. Great hustle and save by Childs. Morrison's going to go to the basket. He's frustrated, feeling like he got fouled, and he most likely was hit right there. And that leads to a fast break for the Mustangs, and it's back up to 9. Simmons with the ball at the top of the key finds Munson. Munson attacks, steps in, he gets fouled on a three-point attempt, and that's Rockhill's 4th. So typically 3 fouls late in the fourth quarter is not a cause for concern. A 4th foul is an issue. With a 9-point lead, Munson hits these, he's able to cut the deficit to a 2-possession game. And Rockhill, if he does commit a 5th foul, the rhythm of the offense for Crimson may be disrupted.
Completely changes, right.
Especially when you're trying to kill clock. If you don't have your primary ball handler out there, that becomes a little bit of a tougher proposition.
I like the way he rolled those in just like nothing. Total pressure, and he's like, you know what, I'm going to make them any way I can.
The 3rd free throw is up and in, and there we're down to 6.
There we go.
Got
to find the ball. Got to find the ball.
Stop here. Eaton with the ball in the low post, and Crimson is spreading it out, and they want these long possessions.
And they got Childs on.
Great hustle play by Munson. He tried to deflect it out off of Felder, but ends up going out off of Munson himself.
And since I've been griping about refs, that was a foul on him, and we didn't get called. So
there we go.
It's pretty dang even. They're fighting hard.
That's right. Long pass out to Rockhill. Rockhill's defended by Munson. They're looking to trap.
You don't want to leave him open.
3, and he hits it. It's the risk-reward scenario right there. We have to get the ball out of their hands, and that's the thing is they have skilled shooters.
You got to trap.
Entry pass to Simmons. Simmons is fouled by Felder. So Simmons is going to go to the free throw line.
That's been a good battle to watch all night. Those two are getting after it, and we'll get to watch this for 2 more years.
2 more years.
Yeah.
That's, it'll be fascinating to watch the game of chess between them as they learn different skill sets as they progress in the game. First one's up and in for Simmons.
I haven't seen Felder shoot from outside. Has he shot from outside?
I haven't seen it either, but it also seems like he's maybe a different style of player than Lyman. Felder's clearly not the offensive focal point, but he's like a rim runner and a defender. So
and a rebounding machine. Yeah, fun to watch. And he's got big feet. He's going to be a big boy.
As a sophomore with upperclassmen that are scoring, his scoring role will increase throughout the years, I'm sure.
And back to that, it's 8 points now. I was going to say that 7-point jinx.
That's 7. It's 7 right now.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. So 7 points was the deficit at the end of the first quarter, and it's pretty much been the deficit. It's vacillated between 7 and 12 here in the fourth quarter. We've gotten it as close as 5 once, but every time we've gotten it to that point, there's been a little mini run by Crimson.
Right.
And so it's going to be a challenge to see if Snow Canyon can get a quick stop or turnover and a quick basket. The points have been few and far between for Snow Canyon this game, but they're still in it. They're within striking distance. This is a winnable game. 113. It's just difficult to win.
That's true. That's true. So I'm going to give a shout out to Rockhill. That kid has been, even though he's got 4 fouls, completely under control and played an amazing game.
There's the turnover that we needed.
That's it.
Snow Canyon forced a turnover under pressure. Hey, and I do have an update from the Cedar Desert Hills game. Cedar finishes with the win. They won by 5 points.
Good.
So that's a win for a Cedar team that I think many had predicted to
lose that one big.
Well, to lose that one, but earlier in the season compete for a region championship. So maybe they're arriving. And unfortunately, the Warriors are unable to capitalize on the turnover they created and commit their own turnover. And as we said, when you look at the stats, I think the Warriors, that might only be their 5th turnover, but that's a pretty crucial one.
Yeah.
You forced one, you got to get points when you're down 7, and committing that turnover makes it tough for the comeback attempt. It's not over yet, though. We got 48 seconds, and the Mustangs are going to shoot 1-and-1 free throw attempts. And Simmons, who has been out of the game, in case you were wondering, the Warriors are running this full court press where they're running and jumping. They needed speed on the floor, so they took Simmons out for defensive purposes, and now he's back in to rebound and be a threat under the basket.
Sampson to the free throw line.
Hits the first one.
And nothing but splash.
I mean, obviously, it benefits Snow Canyon if they don't make these, but it doesn't really change the possession count. We're
Correct.
still a 3-possession game
Yeah.
either way. So this is what we were just talking about. I don't think that ball hit a Crimson player, but Lyman couldn't go up and get it because he was getting landed on. And so they award the ball to Snow Canyon, and both teams are frustrated because Crimson's saying we didn't touch it, and Lyman saying I got fouled. Munson with the double pump, up and under, and one. He's going to be able to cut it to a 6-point lead.
Da-na-na, da-na-na.
That's a highlight play.
That was impressive.
So Baker, this is what we were talking about earlier. Crimson is relying on their guards to defend one-on-one,
Yep.
and our guards need to be able to attack a
Yep.
single defender and get to the basket.
Exactly.
And that's what Munson's capable of doing. That might be something to look at on the film heading into the state tournament, is if a team elects to defend this way.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say they were just relying solely on one-on-one. They were stepping in to help late, like under the basket.
But trusting.
But
trusting their guards to make a stop.
Trusting him. And then also some of our guards were getting clear down to that volleyball line, but then couldn't get the shot off because, Felder's a force under the basket.
Yeah.
So maybe something to look for is finishing moves around that basket or pulling up from the middle of that paint and knocking down some short jumpers. Is that a timeout by Snow Canyon?
I think so.
So they're probably setting out. Either way, Snow Canyon's absolutely coming out in a press. Simmons is going to be subbed out. It's going to be the 5 guards that are pressing. And Crimson is going to be setting up a different press break than what they just ran to give the Snow Canyon a different look. I wonder at this point, we've got 40 seconds-ish left in the game.
So. Yeah.
And it's now a 6-point game, which is at minimum 2 possessions. But if you shoot free throws, it can be a 3 or 4 possession game. Snow Canyon might face guard, try to force an errant inbounds pass, and then foul quickly to try to extend their opportunity for victory. Obviously, they don't want to foul Sampson, Rockhill, or Haas.
Right.
But so I imagine if I'm Coach Meacham, I'm saying if Felder or Eaton get it, foul them.
Right.
If not, we don't have time to waste. So you do just have to foul whoever has it.
Someone's going deep, I bet.
And they inbound the ball and they get it back to their guard, and Childs does commit the foul. And so that burns 6 seconds, which isn't terrible for the Warriors. They were hoping to trap that ball in the corner and force a turnover. But disciplined team, the Mustangs made sure that the passing lanes were available before throwing it, so they did not commit a turnover there.
And Sampson did a little hesitation with the ball to kind of throw us off, and did a great job.
Free throws up and in. So these, unlike the last time he was shooting, these did change the possession count. It went from a 2-possession game to a 3-possession game now. And the second one off the rim and in. Morrison finds Munson. Munson's picking up the pace, and he's going to attack. Ball fake, and he's drawing a foul. Almost gets in. So Munson is taking over here at the end, and he's going to shoot more free throws with the clock stopped.
I like it.
The key there is if he can get that to fall, we gain a 1-point advantage right there. But unfortunately, he misses his first free throw. So because we have to foul, we don't want to trade 2 free throws for 2 free throws. We want to be able to get and ones or open looks, or hope that Crimson misses their free throws. Second one's good, so it is that dreaded 7-point lead again for Crimson. Warner's defending, and this is Hawes with the ball. And they trap the corner, and a timeout to Winners. And the 19 seconds to go, and it's a 7-point lead. And we talked about he used a timeout earlier in the game, but he didn't end up having to use very many. and that's a key tool for a coach to have right there.
Yep.
Snow Canyon has the ball stopped in the corner. They've got 2 defenders plus the sideline and the half-court line acting like another defender. If he tried to throw that ball, it was a turnover. You're taught as a guard right there, a dead ball turnover is better, so just get the 5-second count, but Coach Winters calls the timeout to avoid it.
Right. Dustin and Angie Hammer, Real Estate. Ents Dentistry. Snow Jensen and Reese. Bucks Ace Hardware, can't wait to see that one over by Harmon's. Holbrook Asphalt. Dixie Motors, Nets on Fire. Revere, Southern Utah Spine and Rehabilitation, Revere Health. Total Triage, awesome people. Go to them. Go give them your business. Stapley Pharmacy, Richens Eye Center. And we're going to come back to the game. I got to give a little shout out to Bon Jovi, though. In 1984, I saw Bon Jovi, and they were one heck of a concert. That was before you were born.
What year?
84.
When did you go see the concert? 84 happens to be the year I was born.
Was it
and
really?
I was born in January, so I was probably alive.
You were alive.
I was rocking to Bon Jovi. My parents liked him.
Yeah, we had, back then we didn't have
My
CDs.
grandparents liked him.
We didn't have CDs, so we had 120-minute, that was really rude, cassette tape with that song on it.
Yeah. What did you have?
We had back to back to back, so 120 minutes of that song back to back to back.
That's hilarious.
And then we also had the auto flip on the cassette. So anyway, he hits his free throw. Rock Hill.
Rock Hill hits it. They are in the double bonus now, so even if they miss their first one, they're getting a second attempt. There's 15 seconds left, and we're nearing if we're not beyond it, we're nearing the point of no return right here with just not enough time and not enough timeouts to stop the clock and get scoring opportunities. So they do miss their second free throw, which is a little not necessarily a benefit for the Warriors. Lyon puts up a fadeaway 3 from the corner, and that's going to do it from Crimson Cliffs. A much closer game than the last time. Great defense from the Warriors. Their offense struggled. They were able to hold Crimson to 50 points, and they lost by 8. So
hard-fought game.
First quarter, 7-point deficit, pretty much even the rest of the game.
Hard-fought game. Thank you so much for watching us.
Warrior
Brother
Nation,
Hamlin's got to go, so we're going to let him fly.
Hey.
And thank you so much.